Hi, my name's Lee. I'm from Jaw Physio Perth. I'd like to talk today about people who are insomniacs or don't sleep well, or who are actually fearful of going to sleep because they know they're not going to get any sleep. Normal sleep hours are around 6 to 9, and everyone differs. But we do know that people who suffer from migraines, headache or jaw pain are definitely the people that don't sleep well and are insomniacs. And we do know people with migraines have a higher prevalence of jaw pain. Some great research that's just come through showing that if you don't sleep well or you have a lack of sleep, you're going to have higher pain sensitivities. So you're going to respond more to pain stimuli and your pain's going to go on for longer. You're not going to heal, which is quite obvious really, isn't it? So really important for the chronic pain people to really try and get better sleep. How do you do that? It's really hard to know how to get better sleep apart from the melatonin, going to bed at the same time, getting up at the same time. So I'd really like you to think about your hormones. So your sex hormones really play a big role on your REM sleep and whether you're going to sleep deeply. For the guys, testosterone, if it's low, can lead to obstructive sleep apnea. So really important you go to your GP and get your levels checked. And for the females, we actually have 4 sex hormones that can contribute to our alert state or non-alert state, but the most important one is progesterone. If your progesterone's not high enough, you will become an insomniac, you will get joint pain, you will get jaw pain. So if we increase the progesterone, you get a great night's sleep, you wake up with an elevated mood in the morning, and you're less likely to have jaw pain. Another thing we do know that's really important is you don't have coffee 7 hours before you go to bed. So because it's a stimulant, we really want to be in a calm, equal mood. So really important you don't have coffee 7 hours before bed. The really important thing also about not just going to bed at the same time is but having a sleep ritual. And that needs to be 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed. And you need to do it, again, at the same time every night and have 5 to 10 steps that are done in the same order at the same time to let your body recognise you want to go to bed. Our mums always did it for us as children. They always fed us, gave us a bath, gave us a story, settled us into bed, turned on the light for half an hour and then turned it off. We still need to do that as adults. So what would a sleep ritual look like as an adult? Well, first of all, getting home and getting changed into comfortable clothes, out of your work gear, writing down your job lists for tomorrow, the jobs you didn't get to complete, don't hold them in your head. And really Sunday night, best practice is to spend 15 minutes writing down all your chores, all your jobs, all your work job lists for the week in time slots, and anything that doesn't get done on one day gets moved to the next day. So again, you're not holding it in your brain when you go to sleep at night. Other really lovely calming things to do is walking around what I call a perimeter walk, walking around your home or your block and making sure all the doors and windows are locked, curtains are closed, you're saying hi to your neighbours, the neighbours know you're home and you're safe. You're sort of tucking in the neighbourhood and keying in with community and knowing you're safe. Obviously having a shower or a bath, so being warm in that shower and bath and then coming out and the drop in body temperature from going from warm to cold is what triggers your brain that you want to be sleeping. The other thing that we know is a warm drink, but please not milk because most milk's full of sugar and again that's a big stimulant. If you live alone, talk to your animals, talk to your plants, have a walk around, read a book, no screen time 1 to 2 hours before bed. And you might want to write a gratitude diary. It's very hard to be sad and depressed if you have gratitude for the things in your day. If you live with a family, make sure the gratitude is at the dinner table. Don't sit in front of the TV with your dinner. Sit at the table and all talk about the great things that happened with your day. Also, really important if you can sit down and do some meditation, even if it's just to sit still for 15 minutes and get a sense of what would I like for tomorrow to happen? What would be the ideal thing to happen tomorrow? And how does that feel? Research has shown that you can't just hold the thought, you have to have the feeling in your heart to match that thought for it to manifest. So it's not just having a good idea, you've got to feel what it feels like to have an amazing day, to have a happy day, to have amazing clients, to have lots of clients, to have happy children that wake up and put their shoes and socks on to go to school. So, and match that emotion in your heart with what's in your head. Obviously, take your vitamins and your minerals and your melatonin if that works. And thanks for listening today.